How to get oozing back at you, man. Quick video here, man. Monster Hunter Wilds just got a title update. Just gonna go ahead and go through it, man. It's a title update version 1.021. Same on Xbox version PS5, Xbox and Steam. Just got this release date. You're looking at approximately about 3 gigabytes on PlayStation 5, 2 gigabytes on Xbox, 2 gigabytes on Steam. If you're using that high resolution texture pack, 6 gigabytes. So just make sure you guys got storage available. All right. Now there are going to be some big changes. The one I'm most looking forward to is those 9-star tempered versions of those apexes. You got Raydal, Uthuna, Nuodra. I'm probably messing up these monsters' names, but Jindahai, Gormagala, Arkvale, Mitsune, Lagiacris, and Sergios. Hope I pronounced all those right. But yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to that. Reach HR 100. You're gonna get your temper monsters, those 9-star Apex temper monsters. That should be quite a fight. Sergios has definitely been giving me personally trouble on my Switch act. So just be on the lookout for that, man. We're also going to be getting regular tempered versions of Raydal in New Ordre when they'll now appear in the Wounded Hollow. So I don't know if anybody ever noticed before, but those monsters have never appeared in the Wounded Hollow. So we'll be getting that at HR 100 or higher. You could adjust the appearance rate of monsters at HR 100 or higher too. So it seems that they've adjusted the rate of monsters. Not sure if they exactly mean tempered or non-tempered. Didn't really specify, but I'm gonna assume we're probably gonna get more regular monsters. Actually, it says it right here. We are gonna get more regular monsters. That's gonna be increased. So that's good to hear because I've done countless rests looking for example of Lagiacris when I need a special one because when I need a regular one because I'm farming materials, not necessarily trying to look for any tempered rewards. So definitely gonna be looking forward to that. We're also gonna be getting a new appraisal item called a Glowing Stone. That's been added, and you'll be getting those from those 9-star monster quests. So those Apex tempered 9-star quests, you're going to be wanting to farm those for this new appraisal item. The item is appraised, of course, once you complete it, so you don't have to do any extra steps after the quest. It does it all in one stream for you. And you will get a random talisman with skill attributes. Now this sounds a lot like Sunbreak's implementation of talismans. Not if anybody has played Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak, then you know what I mean with those talismans. Now, aside from in that game it being a luck of draw, you're doing the hunts and getting lucky at what you get. Look like these are going to be done directly through the quest. So love to see that. Give us the reason to actually hunt these 9-star temper monsters. I know a lot of people were saying they didn't really have a reason to hunt a lot of these monsters, but now we're going to be having a reason to hunt these 9-star monsters. All right. The upgrade limit has been increased on armor rarity, so you can increase those armors and get more defense to go along facing these 9-star monsters. All right. We'll be getting certain features to hide specific ammo, so better management essentially of your UI, not having a cluttered space when you're not using half that ammo anyway. So that's going to be great for anybody using things like bows, heavy bow guns, light bow guns, gun lance. That will be perfect for you guys. So good to hear that. A new recoil aim assist. So sounds like you're going to be able to get assistance with your recoil. That's pretty straightforward. You can now favorite talismans, weapons, armors. You get everything that you need there. Favorite it, just making it easier when you're looking for a specific armor piece, talisman, or weapon that you want to get to fast and not have to go through endless pages. If you're a hoarder like me, that pretty much crafts everything, so that'll make it good for you, and you'll be able to rearrange and sort that out for you. Okay. And also they're protected, so if you sell or trying to sell and you're doing a mass sale or melding, it'll be protected from that. So glad they're bringing that implementation back to protect anything you don't want to get melded out. All right. here. All is pretty straightforward. Added options to sort your favorites in the equipment box, decoration box, or artist and material box, so you can sort those by favorites. And you'll be able to navigate the world map better. As it says here, improve directional input responsiveness of the world map, allowing for more intuitive cursor movement. So that's going to be great. They've added updates to some bases and facilities. Specifically, it looks like we only got one update, so they added that new feature related to the appraisal talismans that we're going to be getting in the melting pot. So the big thing, a lot of people have been talking about performance, bug fixes, and just balances in general. And this title update, there are quite a few. We'll go over them very quickly here. So in general, they've affected the meal effects that you get from the portable barbecue, meal invitations, or the canteen. So in general, you're going to be getting longer meals, lasting longer, probably to go along with fighting those 9-star apexes, because it seems like they're going to be quite a fight. They've also fixed the issue with focus strikes, where they could fail if a tear was present near an exposed weak point. They fixed the issue if it was difficult to cause wounds with attacks while mounted on. I'm gonna completely mess up this name, but Blaganga. Let's pronounce that right. And Arjicon. I am pronouncing these names so wrong. So please don't come for me in the comments, guys. I'm messing those names up. We're also going to get some general fixes here. They fix issues where using the item via shortcut while recovering from damage, reacting or evading things with your weapon drawn will not trigger an item use. Items will now be used automatically after those actions completed. Alright, so you'll be able to look forward to that. They've adjusted the damage scaling during mounts to tone down the amount of damage reduction applied to non-mounted players' attacks. They've also fixed the issue where the wet status would not be removed when retrying arena quests while the player was wet. So if anybody is experiencing any issues with that, you'll now be able to have that resolved. Now, they've added some updates to underwater hunting. You can now chain into an evade from ascending or descending movements. You can now use items during ascending or descending movements when you're in the water. Alright, so those are some good updates that we'll be looking forward to. So can't wait to test that out while we're evading. That should be fun, because I've gotten caught by laggy hackers quite a few times, so that should be fun. That should be fun. Now, great swords. They have made some changes to great sword. They made it easier to chain into tackle from combos. I use great sword from time to time, so this should be fun for me. I can't wait to get in and test that out. But you could chain into tackles from combos such as strong wide slash to true charge slash. You can tackle to true charge slash and slide blow to strong charge slash. So that's going to be fun, adding those tackles into those combos, probably even extending some of those combos. So that should be fun. You're getting leaping wide slash, now change faster into side bow. Strong wide slash, now change faster into true charge slash. Raw damage for charge slash, jumping charge slash, strong charge slash, true charge slash, strong wide slash, and has also been slightly increased, so you'll get more raw damage out of those specific skills. And some elemental scaling. So if you use elemental great swords, you'll be getting some scaling to go with the strong charge slash, true charge slash, strong wide slash have all been increased. So if you're using those elemental weapons, be sure to put that to use. Longsword has also got some changes. We got reduced to the delay between input and action when chaining into E slash, spirit slash from special sheath. Additionally, slightly extended the window for performing line slash, spirit slash. All right. Sword and shield also got a few changes. Counter slash raw damage has been increased. So any sword shields user out there, you'll be loving that. Dual blades looks like they got quite a few changes here. So they've adjusted focus strike. So turning tide, the focus strike turning tide, so that it can now be chained into turning tide drill, a new finisher action that delivers a multi-attack to a targeted room by pressing triangle on PS5, Y on Xbox, or the default right click on PC. Now, They've increased the effect duration triggered by a perfect evade while in demon mode. So when you activate that demon mode and you get a perfect evasion, you'll be getting a increased effect duration from that. Movement speed during demon mode has also been increased. The window for a successful perfect evade has been extended very slightly. They've improved the responsiveness of directional changes when using Screw Slicer during focus mode. The hunting horn has also got some changes. They've added armor properties to hilt stab, preventing the user from being knocked back by monster attacks. So anybody using that, our hunting horn users out there, I love our hunting horn users. Every time I get into a lobby and I'm hunting with a hunting horn user, I always thank them, man. I love hunting horns. But the hilt stab cannot be changed into from focus strike, reverb, echo bubble, special performance, encore, or evading. Echo bubble cannot be changed into from offset melody, resounding melody, or encore. They've also fixed the issue that caused the finisher attack focus strike reverb to be difficult to connect. So hunting horse users out there, rejoice, they've gave you some fixes. Now Lance has got quite a few fixes here, man. I don't really use Lance, but to my Lance users out there, if you like this part of the video, man, as a reminder, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. Follow me over on Twitch, hit that notification bell so you get notified of the latest updates. Now on to our Lance users. Now, damage taken while in Power Guard has been further increased. Raw damage and elemental damage scaling for retributive thrusts following a perfect guard has also been increased. Wide sweep, reverse attack, finishing thrust, finishing twin thrust, and counter rush raw damage and elemental damage scaling have also been increased. So to all the elemental people out there, you'll be getting increased damage with your element lances, and also you'll be getting some increased raw damage. So again, I'm guessing that's all geared towards being able to fight these tier 9 Apex monsters. So we could be in for quite a show. I know a few people were complaining about difficulty in this game, and Capcom has heard you. So can't wait till you guys to fight these new 9-star temper monsters. Now, charge counting can now be changed into after a perfect guard and guards with minimal knockback, so you'll be getting less knockback when performing those now. Elemental scaling for return thrusts, mid thrust 1, 2, and 3, and triple thrusts have been increased. Payback thrust, grand retribution thrust, and high thrust 1, 2, and 3 raw damage have been increased. The hitbox for retribution thrust has also been enlarged. They've extended the distance traveled when inputting a direction with leaping thrust, return thrust, and payback thrust. They've adjusted the transition from wide sweep into mid thrust, high thrust, and dash attack to be quicker. The amount of weapon sharpness consumed when performing a focus strike, victory thrust, has been reduced. After winning a power clash, you can now follow up with a return thrust, payback thrust, or retribution thrust. So that sounds pretty fun. So that should be fun to use those now. You guys are going to get some great damage there with Lance, so make use of those power clashes, take advantage of those openings. Now, they've also fixed the issue with certain attacks hitting the opposite direction the player is facing during the power guard will not correctly transition into a stalwart guard. So if you've been experiencing issues with that, or have had trouble with that while playing with Lance, that has been fixed. They've also fixed the issue with guarding while moving would not properly block attacks. So that sounds like a godsend for Lance users. I know you guys are going to be happy about the changes they made for that. Moving on to Gun Lance, they only got one change. They just fixed the issue where under certain conditions, preferring burst fire while the skill load shells level 2 is active will result in fewer hits than intended. Switch axe, my main, I love switch axe. We got a few changes too. So they relaxed the offset detection for axe, offset rising slash, making it easier to trigger an offset attack. Now, I would say, with me being main on switch axe, I have noticed that the timing down on a lot of these offset attacks can be quite off if you're not using it, and it is quite of a wind up. So this sounds fun. I can't wait to get in and test that on my switch axe. Now, the offset build up for axe, offset rising slash, has also been increased. So they've increased the build up on that. So I guess if I had to translate that in the best way that I could without testing, is that probably we'll get a more visual, a longer visual cue of when to time it. So that's my guess. Charge blade also got 3 changes here. The raw damage for axe elemental discharge 1 and 2 has also been increased. The raw damage for multi-hit attacks while in power axe mode has also been increased. They've adjusted Axe, the elemental discharge 1 and 2, so that when an enhanced foul is used during the power Axe mode, the explosion damage properly reflects the enhanced foul effect. So that's going to be great. Insect Glaive also got quite a few changes here. They relaxed the offset detection, making it easier to trigger offsets attack. I have dabbled in Insect Glaive a few on a couple of my other characters that I do use, and that offset attack is quite fun to use, so I'm glad to see they've added some changes to it. The invulnerability window when vaulting backwards has also been increased, so when you're going backwards, you'll now get more iframes for that. They've increased the distance when vaulting backwards, granted by the skill Evade Extender, okay? The raw damage of strong Reaping Slash and Dodge Slash has also been increased. The raw damage and elemental scaling of strong Double Slash and Tornado Slash has also been increased. They fixed an issue that caused the mid-air combo to have lower than intended attack power. So glad that's fixed. You're going to be getting more damage in with those Insect Glaives. They've improved the hit detection for Focus Thrust, Sleeping Strike while moving away from the target in the air. This attack will now also retrieve extracts upon a successful hit, as it does when performed on the ground. So that actually sounds fun when using those moves. So now when you're up in the air, you can also get those extracts. So even more versatile now with your Insect Glaive, so that's going to be fun. They fixed the issue where certain parts of Rathalos will not yield the extended extract colors. So if anybody out there farming Rathalos, you're having a pain getting the correct extract color, that has been fixed now. They fixed the issue where the amount of buildup from jumping, advancing slash performed as a drawback varied depending on the timing of the hit. Okay. They've also fixed the issue when quickly inputting commands after getting up from a leaping slash, side slash would trigger instead, where those would trigger instead of insect harvest, extract, or kinsect recall. So that's fixed. So Insect Glaive users rejoice. You got some fixes to your Insect Glaives and should be pretty noticeable when using them. They fixed the issue where descending slash cannot be performed after getting up. They've also fixed the issue when performing a strong jumping slash in focus mode and the player took damage while the kinsect was in flight, the kinsect will continue to repeatedly hit the monster. Just not thinking, just continually hitting the monster. So glad that's been fixed. Light bowgun has gotten some changes here. The adhesive ammo and Wyvern Blast raw damage has been increased. So people using those ammos, you're going to be seeing a lot more damage numbers come across your screen. They've increased the recovery speed of the rapid fire gauge when using exhaust ammo, poison ammo, paralysis ammo, or sleep ammo. They've increased the reload speed for adhesive ammo and focus blast. Eagle Strike has also been increased. The raw damage and elemental scaling for flaming ammo, water ammo, thunder ammo, freeze ammo, and dragon ammo has been slightly increased. The amount of rapid fire gauge consumed when you're using dragon ammo in rapid fire mode has been decreased. The amount of rapid fire gauge recovered while using pierce ammo has been increased. They fixed the issue where only one projectile out of the multiple projectiles fired with the light bowgun spread ammo would receive the scaling from the ballistic skill. They've also added some heavy bowgun changes. We got Wyvern Blast Ignition and Wyvern Blast Counter Ignition. Raw damage have been increased. The scaling for Wyvern Blast Ignition and Wyvern Counter Ignition during the ignition mode, stage 1 and stage 2 has also been increased. Increase the recovery speed of the ignition gauge when using exhaust ammo, poison ammo, paralysis ammo, or sleep ammo. So it looks like both the light bowgun and the heavy bowgun will be taking advantage of that. If anybody has been reloading those, or getting slow recovery on those ammos. They've adjusted the hitbox for Focus Blast Wyvern POW to make it easier to land. Chaining into guard after firing spread ammo is now faster, so heavy bow guns are now even more OP. The amount of ignition gauge recovered while using pierce ammo has been increased. Bow only got one change. They fixed the issue where the arrows of an arc chart would disappear if the attack hit the top of the area. Couple skills got some changes too. They've affected the effects of set bonus skill Bubbly Dance as follows. So before the adjustment, Bubbly Dance 1 prevented major bubble blight and increased evasion while afflicted with bubble blight. After the adjustment, prevents major bubble blight and grants minor bubble blight after evading several times. Okay, so that change, if you're using that skill, will come in for you guys. Also, in addition to previous effects, it also, for Bubbly Dance 2, in addition to previous effects, it also granted minor bubble blight after evading several times. So it looks like they moved Bubble Dance 2 effect to Bubble Dance 1, and you're going to get an additional effect on Bubble Dance 2. So in addition to those previous effects, it also increases evasion while afflicted with bubble light. This evasion boost has also been increased. They've adjusted the duration of the set bonus skill War Cry. With this change, its effects will now stack with all other effects, allowing for greater flexibility of equipment choices. They've adjusted the set bonus skill Powerhouse so that it now stacks with all other effects. Effects of the set skill bonus burst boost have been increased the duration of set bonus skill affinity sliding, adjusted the shock absorber skill so that while active, guarding abilities blocks no longer trigger in response to ally attacks. They've adjusted the ballistic skill to increase the effective range for normal, pierce, spread. Additionally, normal and spread ammo will now be within effective range at point blank distance, 0 meters, from level 2 onward. Support hunters have also got some changes. They've adjusted the performance of Alyssa and Fabius to reflect the changes made to the lands. They fixed the issue that caused support hunters to stop attacking under certain conditions during underwater hunts. The secret has also got some changes. They've increased the speed at which you can turn 180 degrees while mounted on the secret, which will be actually helpful. When you mount it, getting out of monsters' attack range, getting away fast enough, that will come in handy in the middle of a fight. They've adjusted the dismount timing window after a successful evasion, allowing players to dismount earlier. Adjust the input timing to make it easier to open the map immediately after mounting. They've also made some other small changes, some system changes here. They fixed the issue where performing certain actions in an item bar can cause the game to crash. So if anybody has experienced that, I personally have not experienced that, but if you have, that will now be fixed. They've increased the amount of guild points awarded from limited bounties. I've always wondered how we were going to start getting more guild points, so I'm glad to see they've increased that. That's going to come in handy. They made some network fixes as well. They fixed an issue where if a player disconnected just before the animation of gestures like Go Hadouken or Water Gun hit, the game would crash for other players. So that's been fixed if you've noticed that. They fixed the issue that caused the following incorrect message to display when viewing the rankings for a new challenge quest or free challenge quest. This is a repeated quest. You can view the results from when it was last available. So that seems to have been fixed. They've also fixed some locales. So they fixed the issue where shrine fragments that appear during quests in the Dragon Torch Shrine would sometimes not activate from direct attacks. So that will come in handy. They fixed an issue in photo mode where toggling off the scout fly effects from the edit menu only hid the glowing effects. So all of our photo takers out there, you should be happy with that fix there. Now, as far as other changes, they fixed an issue where some voice lines will not trigger properly. They fixed various text issues, and they fixed other miscellaneous issues. So there you have it, guys. That's all the news on our newest title update, version 1.021. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and tune in when we go live on Twitch. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Out.